in traffic on the 5s. Matthew, how are we looking on this Friday?
Hey, we're looking a little mysterious out there. Kind of misty, kind of drizzly on the cooler side. But hey, starting the 60s, way better than where we've been lately in like the 70s, almost 80 at this time of day. So hey, we'll take it. 68 right now here in the nation's capital, 66 Manassas, 67 Dulles, a comfy 64 in Martinsburg and Winchester up there. Great night to open the windows. And keep in mind, we're cooler thanks to a subtle onshore flow. But here's the thing. In addition to maintaining an unsettled atmosphere this morning, it's also pushing a little water against the coastline. Hence why we have this flood advisory, a coastal flood advisory in effect for Anne Arundel County and D.C. Remember, the high tide at Washington Channel is 10:42 this morning. You could see up to about a foot of inundation at the typically vulnerable locations, Ohio Drive, Haynes Point Loop Road, the Tidal Basin, the Jefferson Memorial. So again, watch out for minor coastal splashover. There's a bit of light rain off to our south right now. There's some in D.C., but the radar beam's kind of overshooting it. So yes, there will be some mist and drizzle through about 6 or 7 o'clock this morning. The bulk of the action, though, pushing off to our south and east. And behind it, there's not much until we see the east storm complexes over the Midwest and the plains. These get here into Monday, so nothing yet for us. Otherwise, though, we stay a little bit unsettled until this slow-moving cold front finally pushes offshore. It'll also keep temperatures at bay today in the upper 70s to lower to mid-80s area-wide. I think the warmest temperatures north and west along 270, 81, where we see more sunshine later on today. The cloud cover hangs thick south and east of town. We finally break into the sunshine in D.C. after like 2 or 3 p.m., so after lunch. And if we do get more sunshine, we might pop a couple showers or storms with the extra instability or juice later on this evening, far north and west. I'm not sold on that secondary storm complex dropping south of the Mason-Dixon line. And then tomorrow, kind of mix of sun and clouds most of the day. Afternoon temps 83 in D.C. Like we said, warmer north and west, cooler south and east, only mid-70s down there. And tonight fall back to about 70 in town, upper 60s over the Potomac Highlands. Then we start seeing this weekend. High pressure in control tomorrow, but a slight northerly flow, keeping it drier and nicer with upper 80s to around 90. Then our next storm system begins to approach. Winds out of the south. That's a warm and humid wind direction, setting us up for a warmer and more humid Sunday. Then Monday, that storm system gets here. Damaging winds, hail, and perhaps an isolated tornado possible with those storms. But there are some wild cards. If we get morning cloud cover, it might cut back on daytime heating, mitigating severe risk. I'm also not sure yet where the warm front and the cold front will both set up. If the timing's slower, we might see less. But with all that wind energy from the jet stream upstairs and a sufficient amount of juice, we could have the ingredients overlap to cause severe weather, especially near and off to our west. We have to watch that. The atmosphere is fully moisture loaded, by the way, too. There's so much humidity out there that any of those storms can produce heavy downpours, which means if we do get training or repeating of those storms, we could see about an inch of rain when all is said and done, give or take. The good news, though, behind that instigating front, we say goodbye to the humidity once again. Towards the middle of next week, nicer, drier, a little more comfortable. Our 7-day forecast shaping up like this. 90 tomorrow. Might have to trim that high back a little bit if we hold on to the cloud cover. Upper 80s likely Monday as well. Sunday, too. Then Monday, that front comes through with those storms. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we hold on to the upper 80s to around 90 for the highs, but it'll be drier, nicer, and like we said, more comfy.